On today's episode of Undercover Boss, the president and CEO of Squaw Valley and Alpine Meadows ski resort goes undercover. By working in the front lines, this boss finally hears the ugly truth.
I could tell you horror stories, man. 2 years ago, this helmet got brought into my locker room, and it seriously looked like somebody took a samurai sword and tried to cut the thing in half.
And what will happen later as we see this boss getting caught off guard.
I think I hear Charles using my name in the other room. At this point, I think my cover's blown.
Stay with us for another exciting episode of Undercover Boss. Located in scenic Lake Tahoe, California, Squaw Valley is one of the largest ski resorts in America, offering skiing and snowboarding to both experts and beginners alike. And sitting on top of this $100 million mountain is CEO Andy Worth. Squaw Valley is a legendary big mountain which hosted the 1960s Winter Olympics. It's arguably the epicenter of all big mountain skiing, as you find professional Olympic medalists like Johnny Mosley and a total beginner at the same time. Alpine Meadows, located just on the other side of Squaw Valley, is their new ski resort with great slopes for all ability levels. It's also a really great family-friendly terrain, so combining the two companies has made them very attractive to all people and is growing their company really fast. Andy joined Squaw Valley 2.5 years ago, and he was able to bring in experience from working with over 20 other ski resorts, and a big part of his work has been taking this legendary big mountain and making it more approachable and less intimidating. When Andy first joined, the vast majority of their customers were expert skiers, so to broaden their customer base, they decided to purchase the neighboring mountain in Alpine Meadows, which attracts beginners and intermediates and is also a family-friendly place. Andy wants to make Squaw Valley one of the top 5 ski resorts in the world, and to help with that, he thinks that he should figure out what happens in the front lines so he can find the problems and the issues that are currently residing in his company. Andy is too recognizable to his employees, so he's brought with him an Olympic medalist, Johnny Mosley, to host a fake reality show so his employees won't question it.
It'll be as if I'm hosting a reality show, but what's really going on is I'm just kind of providing cover so you don't get
uncovered.
Oh,
right?
Got it. Yeah,
Right.
it'll be great.
He'll be going undercover as David, a computer programmer who's trying to get into a different line of business. For his first job, he goes to Alpine Meadows to work as a snowboarding instructor, and there he meets up with Bennett. He teaches him the basic rules of snowboarding, and they then invite the kids, and he helps out Bennett with the course. Both Bennett and Andy are good teachers, and they help the kids really well.
Give me some of that. Give me some. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Cool. So now we're gonna do what's called a straight glide, okay?
On their break, Bennett tells him since his company bought Alpine, they've been heavily understaffed and this has really lowered the quality of their job. He also tells him Alpine used to give out helmets and it was mandatory to wear one as an instructor so kids see them and follow suit, but this rule since being bought out doesn't apply anymore.
Oh, really?
And it was mandatory that we wore helmets, and now, since Squaw has bought us, they don't require them anymore, which I'm furious.
This is not good for anyone, as snowboarding accidents can be very brutal, and Bennett believes safety should always come first before anything else.
Like I was telling you, we are role models for these kids. Every little thing we do, and it's like, oh, if he does it, it's okay for me to do it.
After his encounter with Bennett, for his next job, he stays at Alpine Meadows to work with the night crew. So he meets up with Christy, who'll be building a snow wall for a ski jump, and he helps her clean up the course, and they talk a little bit about her goals of wanting to buy a snowmobile.
So maybe you should win this contest more than me.
All I need